Welcome to Game of Roses. This is PaceCase.
This is Bachelor Clues, and we have concluded another week. Another 7 days. What is a day? Rotation?
24 hours.
Revolutions? 24 hours?
365th of a year.
We did it.
But how can we measure a year?
I mean,
Seasons of
we
love?
can't really. What
think?
even is a year? What even is time? But nonetheless,
Seasons of love. 525,600 minutes.
Remember that one. Is that a year?
Anyway, this is Twibbin. This week in Bachelor Nation. We have a really fun state of the game for you guys coming up.
We do.
Oh, first,
It's Halloween
thank you
themed.
everyone who came to our 33 Taps watch party last night. It was so fun. We are doing our Halloween themed episode next week for Fantasy Suites. The best taught will win a $50 amount to some part of the Gore store.
Yes. You can outfit yourself. You can potentially get whatever else we have there, shot glasses, et cetera, et cetera. I purchased some items this very day for the costume I'll be wearing.
Oh,
That's correct.
I think I know what it is, but I thought you already had the one item you needed. So I'm very curious.
I'm sprucing it up a little bit. I'll tell you one of the items I purchased.
Oh.
Fake grapes.
Okay, well, it definitely confirms that I know who you are dressing up as.
There's no mystery.
But we'll announce our Halloween costumes at the end of this State of the Game because we have a very special Tot Halloween themed portion for
We do
you.
indeed. But yes, please join us next week. That is 33 Taps in West Hollywood. It's a perfect location. You can come, you can mingle with other members of the pit. We record this episode on Thursdays. So last night was Wednesday. Like PaceCase said, we were at our first return to it for hometowns. And we encountered two random men in 33 Taps who were on another reality show called House of Heat, which I now may be covering. I feel that this was a gift from the pit. I must respond in kind. So I think I'm going to be watching that show.
What network is that
in
on?
Clues Corner. Tubi. And the premise of the show is it's Love Island, but all of the players have OnlyFans accounts. It could be wild. It might be.
That sounds heated. That sounds like there's going to be a lot of chemistry play.
Yeah, exactly.
And
so we'll see.
Parasocial gazes.
Indeed.
Well, to me, that just confirmed that we had selected the very perfect place for the watch party, which is the center of West Hollywood, reality TV Mecca.
Yeah, exactly. And the dark powers of the pit provided on this night. Hopefully they will next week too. Come on out. Bring your tots. We also must mention that right now on our Patreon, I am covering this explosive season of Love is Blind in Clues Corner. We have the finale, all the weddings, who got married, who didn't, who got dumped. All of that has just gone on. And next Wednesday, I think what I'm going to do is our live show at 4:30. Then I'm going to do a Clues Corner of the reunion of Love is Blind Season 7. Then I'm going to go to the live watch party dressed as something that would require grapes. So I hope we'll see you for all of that stuff. And of course, if you're
Bacchus, the Lord of Wine? Or the
something
God of
like
Wine?
that. Right as you said that, my cat just walked into the room and went, "Arr." I don't know why that was just hilarious to me, as though he knows who I'm dressing as and you don't. If you're listening to this show right now and that's all you're doing, you're missing out. You're missing at least half of your senses, or one. How many senses do we have? 5. You're missing 20% of your senses.
Or 6, depending on how you saw that movie.
That's true. You could be watching us on
we're doing face
YouTube.
plays all the time. Like,
Seek us out.
we got Parasocial gazes now.
YouTube.com/Game of Roses. I don't know if that's accurate, but just go on YouTube and search Game of Roses and you can find us. And now, PaceCase, are you ready? That's all of our business. Let's jump into this Halloween themed
Game of Roses. State of the game.
Halloween is upon us. It is many people's favorite, in quotes, holiday. I myself
It's my
don't like
favorite.
any holiday, but is it really?
You're an idiot. Yeah.
Oh, damn. Hardcore.
Halloween is the most fun holiday. It involves costumes.
Mm-hmm.
It does not involve family.
Okay.
There's lots of treats.
Unless you're a small child and you have
parties.
small children, then
House
it does.
parties.
It's very much a family occasion. If you have to take your children around to trick or treat, or you are a child.
I'm sure it's cute. And I just mean in, juxtaposition to something like Thanksgiving, where there's a lot of familial obligation for any age.
I see. Yeah. There's usually no hardcore political conversations with somebody who's on the opposite side of the aisle from you on Halloween. Usually, of course, it can happen. But today, what we are going to talk about. I guess that's true. Today, what we're going to be talking about is the top 10 tots, aka trick or treats, aka costumes in Bachelor history. Now, there is a rich tradition that goes back seasons and seasons and seasons. Technically, we could say season 7 of Bachelor, Jerry O'Connell was the first trick or treat we ever saw when a player came to what was kind of that season's version of limo exits. It was shot in New York, so there were no limo exits. Each player just got 2 minutes in a hotel ballroom to impress Jerry O'Connell. And there was a player who showed up in a bikini, and we count that as the first trick or treat in history. But the ones we're going to be going through today, many of them are more recent and certainly more extreme in their trick or treatness, shall we say. And so, PaceCase, shall we dive in?
These are all so beloved, and I think any of these would make a really good Halloween costume for you this year. True. So if you still haven't decided, you're welcome. Let's get started on the top 10.
Our number 10 trick or treat Halloween costume of all time is JoJo Fletcher's unicorn head from her Bachelor Season 20 limo exit. She was the Omega exit as well. That's the last exit in a series of that season, I believe. Had 27 players. I'm not exactly sure. But this was iconic for a variety of reasons. One of which is it's a very easy Halloween costume. If you want to do this exact costume, all you need is a dress and a rubber unicorn head that you can get on Amazon for $30. It was also iconic because it was so strange.
Or thrifting.
That's true. You can thrift a unicorn head, perhaps. But this was such a bold choice and such a bizarre one. We hadn't really seen up to that point something where somebody obscured their head in such a way with a rubber mask. And then, of course, JoJo Fletcher takes it off to reveal the beauty that is JoJo. And she went on to eventually fall in love with Ben Higgins that season. He fell in love with not only her, but his ring winner, Lauren Lane. And then she became the Bachelorette. It's arguable that this tot got her a crown.
I mean, I think JoJo is a natural born star. I think she would have been headed for crown territory no matter what. But this tot, clues, when you are season 20 seasons into The Bachelor, you are not expecting this to step out of the limo. You're expecting a beautiful woman. You are not expecting a full unicorn head. It is jarring in a way that shocks you, but then you instantly get this relief once she removes it, and she's, all that she is. 2.2 million Instagram followers worth of beauty
underneath that unicorn head. Speaking of shocking, striking limo exits and tots, our number 9 tot on this list is Jonathan Johnson from Bachelorette Season 21. His limo exit was a grandie because he didn't come out of the limo. He came in on a stretcher, and he was dressed in a full body trick-or-treat, full body costume of a bedridden hospital patient, complete with full mummy head wrap to obscure his face, but no covering on his buttocks. His buttocks were in full view of everyone, and much was made of the buttocks and where they landed, what they were sitting on, who got to see them, who didn't that night. Now, also, it should be noted that coming in something that fully obscures your face leads to a secondary part of the tot, which is you get to reveal your actual face, which he did later that night. Many people thought this costume was going to be his death knell, but he wound up going very far that season, as we know, all the way to third place, losing out to restraining order recipient demonstrator for the ring that season.
I mean, it's definitely the type of limo exit that you think this person will be night one. They won't go very far, and maybe if he had kept it on all night, we might not have seen these same results, but he's kind of a de facto ring winner at this point with all of the social media he's been making with Jen Tran. So perhaps he is kind of the ring winner. Next crown all along. Love to see this voluntary nudity play, though. You know, it's a very free spirit type of play.
Yeah.
And you don't see full buttocks very often. Not on night one.
That is true.
Our number 8 top Halloween costume idea. Our number 8 taught in Bachelor history is Chasin' Nick. You may not remember this, but this man came into Bachelorette season 16 in a full knight suit of armor. That is a heavy load, Clues.
It is indeed. This is plate armor we're talking about here. And he dismantled it during the limo exit. So he walked. It was also a Grandy because I don't think you can sit down in this suit of full plate armor. So he couldn't come in a limo. He had to kind of march into the mansion or into the, where were they? They were down in Palm Springs for that one. La Quinta, I believe.
Yeah, the Wolverine made a big entrance with this. It's also extremely noisy, so you're really commanding a lot of attention. No one's going to forget you.
Speaking of commanding a lot of attention, our number 7 taught on this list comes from none other than one half of one of the greatest dynamic duos in Paradise history, James Bonsall. Of course, we mean the Bonsall-Clancy dynamic duo. Bonsall came in Bachelor season 17, if you'll remember, in a giant box. It was wrapped like a present with a bow on top.
Oh, yes.
And he stayed in the box. The box was wheeled out to then Bachelorette Katie Thurston's surprise. And he stayed in the box, talking only through the walls of the box until he finally got his one-on-one time with Katie Thurston.
His own Love is Blind pod.
When he emerged from the box. Now, I don't know if this is a practical costume. It probably isn't. It would be very hard to pull this off on a Halloween night. You'd have to have your friends wheel you around in the box. But these types of
You can do a smaller version, perhaps around the waist.
Oh, like
perhaps
a dick in the box type thing.
You know, I wasn't going to say it on YouTube, but that's what I meant.
I think that full video, the Dick in the Box music video, is on YouTube. I think we're within our rights. But
the box can be on any part of you. It will all still be an homage to James Bonsall in my mind.
Yeah.
But that box didn't have anything to do with the lead. And the best limo exits do. They show that this person is thoughtful. You know, they've done their research. They are, you know, kind of paying a tribute to the lead. And that's what our number 6 top of all time did. This is Connor the Catman B. Brennan. This man wore a full body cat costume on his first night, knowing that Katie Thurston, the lead, loved her cat Tommy. And they delighted, both of them, in their love of cats, in his cat costume. He even did some cat play in which he was pretending to lick his hands. It really stole the show that season.
And if I remember right, didn't he also get Katie Thurston to put on cat ears? She even indulged in the tautness of the cat taught. Yeah. He was an interesting player who didn't make it as far as I had hoped, but I did appreciate this taught. Another taught that I appreciated all too well, our number 5.
He should have never kissed.
What's that?
He should have never kissed her. Withheld that.
Oh, God, right. He had the bad kiss, and that turned it off. Our number 5 taught of all time is Claire Crawley in Bachelor Season 18, coming out of that limo wearing a fake pregnancy belly. I mean, the shock of this. Is she really pregnant? Is she not? Juan Pablo didn't know. Would this have been the first pregnant woman ever on Bachelor? I mean, it would have, at least to our knowledge. but it wasn't. It was just a tot.
In the document.
Yeah, exactly. It was just a tot. But still, one that was so explosive, she immediately moved to the front of the line of, I want to see what she does next.
Yeah, it evoked for me kind of the tot that we saw the second place finisher do on Sean Lowe's season, who came in a wedding dress, which actually should probably be an honorable mention here. Of like, it's not obscuring your face, but it's still shocking. It is fulfilling that dream that the perfect tot does on night one of making a statement, making you memorable amongst the 20 to 30 other players.
Yeah.
Our number 4 top tot goes to Lindsay Yenter, the runner-up on season 17 of The Bachelor, which aired in 2013. This is the woman who wore a full wedding dress on night one, and Sean Lowe loved it. We knew he was a prankster from his time on The Bachelorette. This was a fun, lighthearted prank, like, oh, we're getting married already. And it does this subliminal thing of future casting. This is what I could look like as your bride. While she wasn't ultimately picked, she did get second place on the golden season.
Yeah, I remember that one well. Let's move on, shall we, to our third place finisher in this top 10 list of iconic Bachelor costumes. Number 3 is Rick Leach, a.k.a. Tabletop. He came into Michelle Young's season 18 of The Bachelorette as a table. Now, this is not just a trick-or-treat limo exit. It is also a grandie, because when you're dressed as a table, you can't fit in the limo. So you have to be wheeled in to the mansion, again, as a table. They made this man crouch down under a table, but not in any kind of comfortable way. He couldn't curl into the fetal position. He couldn't even really sit down because his head, you see, had to be poked out through a hole in the middle of the table where it was under a silver dome. So that limo exit, someone wheeled out this table that had a silver serving tray on it. Michelle Young then goes to lift the dome on the serving tray.
It's kind of a sidecar, another person with them.
Technically. Michelle Young lifts that dome, and Tabletop, Rick Leach's head, is under the dome. She screams with delight and terror, and he is then forced to have a conversation with her as only a head sitting on top of a table. Later, he acquired the nickname Tabletop when in that very same season, they did a Top Gun group date, and all the guys were given call sign names to mimic what happens in the movies Top Gun. You have Maverick, of course. You have Iceman, Hollywood, Wolfman, et cetera, Goose. How can we forget?
We all know these.
His call sign became Tabletop.
And my mini scream related to Tabletop is that I am wedding planning right now, and whenever I see the phrase Tabletop, I think of Rick Leach and this limo exit.
He's ruined the words table and top for
you. Tabletop 100% means this man to me. It does not. Same. The other meanings are gone.
Yeah. You know, there's I had a lovely conversation with Tabletop at the Noel Ball. Stefan Lovegrove.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that. You know, and he said he was in there for hours. So that commitment, I mean, that's intense.
I agree.
Wait, what happened to Chiara? She's not on here. Oh, God. This is a nightmare.
Another honorable mention it'll have to be.
Another honorable mention goes to Kiara Norman, who similarly was trapped in a little suitcase and got wheeled out on Pilot Pete's season, where he then opened up the suitcase and this beautiful woman popped out.
Another honorable mention should be Deandra Canoe, who came out in Pilot Pete's season dressed as a windmill. We don't have her in this list either.
Oh my God. We did a terrible job compiling this list from our top ones. Some people got deleted in the reformatting. Our number 2 favorite tot, though, from Bachelor history is Alex Dillon. You might remember Alex Dillon from season 23. Who arrived in a full-body sloth outfit and played the part. We love this. Not only dressed as a sloth, moving like a sloth, crawling across the floor, talking slowly all night. I'm not sure I would have gone that far because unfortunately she was a night one player. However, she has since gone on to make some beautiful art that might not have happened if she hadn't been a night one player.
That's true. Certainly, I wouldn't have purchased a piece of her art entitled Munica from her on Instagram if she had not been this instrumental in season 23 with this beautiful sloth tot. Speaking of full body tots, we have now arrived at the number one most famous, most influential, most beloved tot play of all time in our beloved game. We are, of course, talking about Bachelor Season 21. That's Nick Viall, for those keeping score. The impressive, the astounding Alexis Waters, who emerged from that limousine in what she believed was a dolphin outfit, but what was clearly a full-body shark costume.
This is the tot of all tots. It is what you think of when you think of tot. It is what made her character. It is what brought her to Bachelor in Paradise. And it had to do with her job. She was a dolphin trainer, purportedly.
Oh, God, that's right. So it did have something to do with her.
Then tells Nick Viall something about her as well.
That even though she's a dolphin trainer, she doesn't know that that suit is not a dolphin.
Concerning. That's why I'm putting the purported in there, sure. Just in my opinion, from my memory, Swiss cheese and all.
Well, there you have it.
But that one is iconic. It can't be beat. Hasn't been beat yet.
Yeah.
2025?
I don't know. Maybe it will. Who knows what's going to happen? But that's it. That's our top 10 tots. Thank you for joining us for the State of the Game. We hope you all have fun this Halloween. Sorry?
We have some more honorable mentions.
Oh, my apologies.
Another one from Bachelor Season 21. Nick Viall dressed as a mime who didn't want to do the group date in France.
That was not Bachelor Season 21. That was his Bachelorette season.
Oh, he was Bachelor Season 21.
Yeah.
Grocery Store Joe. One of my favorite pit dwellers of all time showed up in a grocery store tot at our first book signing at the Grove, which was very memorable for its own reasons, but we signed one of her jars of sauce. Katie Thurston, purple dildo. Tayshia's newspaper dress from her Bachelorette promo. These are costume ideas, not just things we've seen.
Yeah, none of these are actually tots in the game.
Scallop fingers. These are just ideas for tots.
Okay.
Dark Lord Palmer as Bigfoot.
That was
Brayden Bowers after the painting date with Rachel Recchia repping Dangle Nation.
What was the tot?
Shannon Bear from season 13, who wore monster teeth as a dental hygienist as her limo exit, which is arguably the first tot of all time.
Arguably.
And what is your big Halloween costume reveal, Clues?
I'm going to be at 33 Taps in West Hollywood next Wednesday night, dressed in a full body tot as the great one, Nick Viall. Join me.
Wowee. And I will be dressed as Rob from Love Island USA Season 6. My costume, as you can guess, will have overalls as the base. I will leave the rest as a delightful surprise. And I think Leah Kateb would be a good one too, the People's Princess.
Yeah.
Or this is a deep cut, but Cordell's Night 1 lime green sleeveless suit outfit, I also think would be a great tot.
Yeah, I agree. Whatever you choose to tot as, we hope that you will, if it's Bachelor themed or any of these reality shows themed, tag us in your posts. We'll repost them for sure, because I love a good reality TV Halloween costume. Now, let's move on to that portion of our program in which we discuss the gains of either the ratings or some Instagram numbers and TikTok numbers from everybody currently playing. This is
This Week in
Gains. All right. We have some news to report on the Golden Bachelorette's ratings. We don't have this Wednesday's ratings, but last week we do. That was the last regular season game. And it scored so far the lowest ratings of any episode of Golden Bachelorette so far. It is just falling into the abyss. A 0.27 in the demo. It had a 0.3 the prior 2 weeks, a 0.34 the week before that. And it also is still registering around 2.6 million viewers. Where that rates in terms of comparative ratings to the other networks is dead last, with CBS crushing it with Survivor at a 0.56, The Masked Singer on Fox with a 0.39, Chicago Med on NBC with a 0.36.
Wait, what about CW?
CW's not, I mean, it's in quotes a network, but it's not like the other ones.
Crush the CW. Take that, Sullivan's Crossing at 0.06 in the demo.
Yeah. If you're losing to the CW, you're canceled if you're on a major network, period. But yeah, it's not looking good for Golden Bachelorette. And, you know, we've talked on this program about why this may be. I think it's a variety of reasons. I think it's the Wednesday scheduling. And I think it's what happened with Devin Strader. I think it's like the bad decisions producers made at the end of Bachelorette 21 have carried directly over into Golden Bachelorette.
I agree. It definitely seems to be a ripple effect from that. I think it's also, you know, it doesn't have the novelty of the first Golden Bachelor. Mm-hmm. And for what it's worth, this has been an extremely interesting season and very well cast. 23 out of 25 or whatever. Mm-hmm. But I'm very curious what the future is going to be. They're clearly actively casting the Golden Bachelor right now, so maybe it will continue.
It's ordered out through next year. I mean, I think we're going to see a full array of Bachelor products in 2025. And then it's just a matter of, are those products going to continue this rating cycle? If Grant Ellis's season is registering a 0.27 or coming in fourth in the four major networks, that ain't going to be good. There will be some discussions at ABC about, are we ordering this again or not? So we'll see. We'll see where we are. They have done damage to the franchise. The fan base, much like all the leads of the programs, are just looking for an easy way out. If you give us the out, we will take it. And I think these the restraining orders, the bad choices at the end of Gen Trans season, I think for some people that was the easy out. Now you got to get them back. For
long-term fans too. So
yeah, exactly.
Hate to see our beloved game in Toilet City like this, but
that said,
I have hope.
I will say this about Grant Ellis's upcoming season. I was training some players for this season. I will not comment on it.
Which ones?
I won't comment on who, and I won't comment on if any of them or how many of them made it into that season. But I will comment on this. There were some players I was training who made it into like the first rounds of casting that did not make it on that season. And they were high-level players with insane pedigrees, and they didn't make the cut. So I'll just say, whoever's in that season, trained or otherwise, you're going to be in for, I think, the most high-level professional season we have ever seen by a magnitude that I don't think we're prepared for.
I hope that's true. I am prepared. Okay. I'm ready. Give it to me.
Prepared. I'm not prepared. I'm just like, damn, if these players didn't make it, and who is in that player pool? I can't wait.
I truly think that is how they should be casting the show. Yeah. Casting the biggest lead that you can, the one that the most people will actually want to date, so you can just let the premise of your show play out. You don't have to do all this nonsense. Yeah. But let's get to those gains on where there maybe are perhaps more eyeballs on social media. Joan Vassos' Instagram gained 7.5K followers this week, bringing her to 91,000 Instagram followers. She is knocking on the door of that 100K club. I do believe she will join it by the end of this season.
Yeah, I think so too. She also put on a little bit of TikTok. 3.4K growth, bringing her to a total of 83.3K on TikTok. Maybe she'll hit 100K there too. I don't know.
And now for the top 5 gains of the players on the Golden Bachelorette season. Number 5, despite not being in the document for weeks now, Charles Ling got the 5th place gain with 2,000 new Instagram followers this week.
That's incredible. In fourth place, we've got restraining order dabbler Guy Gansert with 2.2K gain.
Our number 3 gains master this week is Pascal Igwe. He gained 2,206 followers for his salon play this week.
You know, a gains chart wouldn't be a gains chart without a little bit of that chalk on it. It's chalk o'clock, baby, 4.3K. Watch me heap that dirt on my mother's tree.
However, there was one player who beat them all this week. Our number 1 gain was Mark Anderson. He gained 6.2K this week on Instagram.
Thank you. All 6.2 thousand of you that joined me on Instagram this week. I hope it'll be enough to keep me in the conversation for Golden Bachelor. I think people want him to be the Golden Bachelor. They shouldn't. I don't think he's up to snuff. Just my 2 cents.
Dang.
Let's move on to that Instagram chart. Overall, our 5th place player is the Dabbler, Guy Gansert, 4,788 followers.
4th place is Pascal Igwe with 6,526 Instagram followers.
Chalk coming in at 3 o'clock. I don't know if that worked. 3rd place is Chalk, 7.4K.
17.
Oh, sorry, 17.4K.
2nd place, Kelsey Anderson's father, Mark Anderson, 33.6K on Instagram.
2nd place isn't bad. Do you think that's good enough to be the Golden Bachelor? 1st place is Charles Lane, 35.4K. This is astounding. Look, if producers are listening, you know what this means. He must be your Golden Bachelor next year. He must. Mark Anderson is going to whisper us all into a fucking deep sleep. You can't have that. We think Chalk wins. He can't be the guy. Pascal is a viable choice, but I don't think he's going to give you the love story you want. And Guy Gansert, you can't do it. Sorry, you cannot do that. Therefore, Charles L. is your only choice. Get on board.
To me, he's the clear choice.
I agree.
He's America's sweetheart.
Yeah.
Done. Say less.
100%. I 100% agree. It is the only choice. Just do it. Save the franchise. Let's move on now to all those tids that are fit to print. This is
Bachelor Nation News.
First up in Bachelor Nation News, Martha Stewart attacks the Golden Season Mansion men, and Joan Vassos comes to their defense. It's true. During a Sunday, October 20th appearance on Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen, Martha Stewart said she isn't interested in the show at all. And when Andy Cohen asked if she would be interested in appearing on the series, she replied, absolutely not. When Cohen asked if she'd do the show for $1 million an episode, she said no. The guys aren't hot enough, prompting the first Golden Bachelorette, Joan Vassos, to DM Stewart in defense of her Golden men.
Joan told Access Hollywood, I DM'd her last night. I don't know if she's read it yet, but I did. I said dating is hard out there, and I had a great group of guys. She doesn't know him like I know him. I got to know the inside of them as well as the outside.
Fantasy suites?
Ooh, doesn't need a bed. Vassos. Both are wonderful. The team did a great job of picking them. What they're about and their backstories, they're all so wonderful. They are there for a reason. Right or wrong. Shouldn't say that.
Yeah.
When they got out of the limos that first night, every single one of them did something memorable and made me want to get to know them more. I guess Martha Stewart didn't watch or didn't see what I saw in them. Maybe you have to be in person. They are special guys. They're special guys. It's like a school book report.
I know.
School grade. I feel like everyone's falling in love with them. I'm like, what's wrong with you, Martha? Ooh, coming for a rivalry. At the time of this recording, Stewart has not issued a response.
We'll see. Up next,
I love a
Bachelor
Martha
Nation News.
Stewart rivalry for Joan.
I do too. I'd love to see them on a forced violence group date. Up next, in Bachelor Nation News,
cooking competition.
What's that?
They should escalate into a cooking competition.
I mean, I think Martha Stewart's going to win that one. Up next in Bachelor Nation News, Joan Vassos has rendered her thoughts on Guy Gansert's troubled past. That includes his ex-wife requesting a restraining order against him, but later revoking the request. Vassos appeared on the October 23rd episode of the Great Ones podcast, The Vial Files, to discuss her season, and Vial asked her directly about Guy Gansert and the restraining order.
Vassos said, "The Golden franchise is a bit unique because we come here with a lot of past. We've lived a lot of life, and it doesn't completely surprise me that there are things that may be not proud of later on. Never saw that side of Guy or anybody. My interactions with the guys were all pure and lovely, and I would never have had any indication there was any kind of past that he had. I had no idea what the interactions with his ex-wife were at that time. He was so kind to me. He was so open and vulnerable. He cried. He talked about, finally being happy for the first time in so many years. I never in a million years would have guessed there was any kind of past there. I still believe he's a kind and good person. Maybe he made a mistake. I don't know. I don't know anything about it other than what you guys know."
A lot of past.
Spoiler city, Vassos.
I know. I like a lot of past just as a phrase. Listen, Joan.
Yeah.
There's something I've got to tell you. I have a lot of past.
We've got a lot of past.
In the October 2021 filing, Guy's ex claimed that he, quote, physically tried to threaten and that he, quote, motioned like he was going to shoot me with his hand shaped like a pistol. Gansert addressed the filing in a statement shared via Instagram earlier this month, saying that he and Heidi, his ex-wife, resolved the issues between them at the time. If you want to hear this exact clip of Joan Vassos on the Vial Files and PaceCase and I directly reacting to it, tune into Digging Deeper, coming out Monday. It's available at patreon.com/Game of Roses. That clip, I believe, is, you have to be a member of the Patreon to hear that clip. I think it's the first clip of the full episode.
This Digging Deeper is, we just recorded it before this, and it's a certified juicer. You gotta listen to it.
Yeah, there's a lot of wild. Ben Higgins is just like unchained at this point. Don't give a shit about nothing, telling you everything they did. All the bad shit they've done to him at this point.
It turns out the ghost of Ben Higgins has been in every season.
Yeah. Basically, there's been some kind of Council of Crowns with Ben Higgins every season that they just cut out of the show. It's absolutely insane. I had no idea. Anyways, check it out. It's on our Patreon. Up next in Bachelor Nation News, the Becca Kufrin, our beloved game's only tropical royale, has some new jewels on the market. Kufrin is launching a new capsule jewelry collection with set and stones. The former host of Bachelor Live on Stage posted a video to her Instagram main grid to give everyone a sneak peek at the line.
Alongside the video, she wrote, "Sparkle emoji, surprise sparkle emoji. My new jewelry capsule collection with Set and Stones is launching 11/1 at 10 a.m. PST, inspired by Drink Borden, parens her wine line, and special memories from my childhood. We created these pieces to capture nature's beauty in timeless settings."
And anytime the Tropical Royale is selling her wares, you're going to get a who's who of Bachelor Nation royalty in those comments. Tenley Molzan Leopold wrote, "So excited." 1, 2, 3, 4 exclamation clapping hands emoji. The Amanda Stanton Fogel added her support with heart eye emojis ×3, and the BBTC's own mother, Lisa Thomas Jacobs, chimed in, "Looks amazing." Double exclamation. "Congratulations on your new collaboration." Double exclamation. Red heart emoji. Congrats to Kufrin on this next endeavor. Love to see her out there making some money off this. Get what you deserve.
Agreed. And finally, in Bachelor Nation news, huge congratulations are in order for the Gaysman, Joey Graziadei, and the first Asian lead in Bachelor Nation history, Jen Tran. These two crowns continue to prove that The Bachelor is a crucible that makes champions, as they were both in the top 3 scores this week at Dancing with the Stars, with Jen Tran beating out Joey for second place by a single point. I'm obsessed with these clips of them from Dancing with the Stars. They are so good at
him
dancing.
in the Tarzan wig.
The Joey in the
Absolutely
Tarzan
insane.
wig is. You have to look this up online if you're listening.
Yes. Hopefully, we'll see a picture of it right here as we're talking about this. But Jen Tran and Sasha
you
Farber.
don't even have to look it up if you're looking at the YouTube.
That's true. Yes, if you're just listening, go to YouTube and you'll be seeing what we're talking about. Jen Tran and Sasha Farber did a rumba to Kiss the Girl from The Little Mermaid. It was a Disney-themed Disney song dance-off, so they all had to dance to Disney songs. She got a score of 24 out of 30. Oh, no, we might have gotten this backwards. It looks like Joey actually scored the 25 out of 30. Joey Graziadei and Jenna Johnson samba'd to Trashin' the Camp from Tarzan, of course, and got a 25 out of 30. Beautifully done by both of them. They are still in the long game of this. I mean, I think it's possible one of them can win.
They have the body of a dancer.
Yes, they do.
They just do.
They do.
Electric.
Now it's time to move on to that portion of our program when we're talking about the best parasocial plays that anybody has made over the course of the week. This is
the Parasocial play of the week.
A lot of powerful, a lot of interesting parasocial plays this week. And Becca Kufrin's new jewelry line is tied as the top most important news story in our country, with the election is coming up this week. And our 5th place parasocial play of the week goes to Madison Pruitt, the Christian player from Pilot Pete's Bachelor season 24, posted on Instagram one Instagram story. It is her face to camera. She is holding a Starbucks cup, and she wrote the following text. And while we're on the topic, please, when you vote, focus on the all caps policies and all caps not the all caps person. You're not choosing a spouse or a pastor. It's not a Valentine. The policies enforced will impact you and your children.
She continues to write, this isn't about politics. This is biblical. Freedom of religion is at stake here, amongst a lot of other things. And mass media has made this election a superficial thing where we focus on the personality, gender, and character of a person. We should be looking at policies that will impact God's design for family, marriage, and children, and which candidate will promote more all caps God and bring this nation back to a nation under God. Powerful stuff. Terrifying stuff.
Terrifying. Make sure you have your ballot, everyone.
Yeah.
Go vote, because the Prue crew, they're out there voting.
Yeah. You have to offset. I mean, she didn't say who she's voting for here, but you have to offset it.
You have to offset it.
Offset the Pruitt vote. Please help us offset the Pruitt vote. Coming in at number 4 this week is a joint play by Bachelorette season 17 crown Katie Thurston and Bachelor season 26 final rose rejector Susie Evans. They made a joint play.
She said in this clip that she went home before Fantasy Suites, but I'm like, but you were the ring winner. So what do you...
In quotes, went home.
Seems like a loophole.
She left the game, and then he had to come back after her, remember?
Yeah. Seems like a loophole. She's still in the hotel.
Exactly. But went home can be like, I left the game, basically. Yeah. Nonetheless, Katie Thurston and Susie Evans this week made a joint play, a reel where they briefly discussed their thoughts around birth control, family planning, dating, and fan entitlement to information about their personal lives. 129K views, 1.5K likes. I assume this was in reference to the Ramsey's condom conversation in Love is Blind.
I am guessing that is what sparked this, but it could have been the Prue crew. A lot of people talking about family planning these days.
Yeah. They're like, this is biblical.
What God's plan for families is, and who God wants to kill if they're pregnant.
Yep.
Our 3rd place play this week, Joan Vassos posted her and her family at the Washington Commanders versus Carolina Panthers game via still image Instagram post. The caption reads, "Today was a touchdown for my family and I, who were hosted by the Washington Commanders for the game against the Carolina Panthers. Thank you, @Commanders, for making my grandkids' first NFL game with their JoJo so memorable." Football emoji. We love to see tie-ins between our favorite sport and one of the most popular concussion sports, the NFL.
I'd say it's the most popular.
7.1K likes for this.
I think it's the most popular concussion sport.
But what about soccer?
What? Does concussions happen in soccer at the same rate as NFL? No way.
Per capita? But I would say it's a concussion sport, a sport where people get concussions.
I mean, technically that's all sports,
maybe every
right?
sport is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're running around, you can fall down.
Actually, we've probably had concussions in Bachelor, too.
Probably. I can't imagine Kirk Connell didn't get one after that skydiving mishap. I also love that this post reveals that Joan is called JoJo by her grandkids.
I know.
Did
we learn this already?
More relation. I'm not sure. But it's also an NFL game. So the rich tradition of commingling between our beloved game and the NFL continues. I love that.
Is there a football player named JoJo?
I don't think so.
Because I believe she is wearing, then it's bespoke. She's wearing a jersey that says JoJo on the back.
It's a bespoke
beautiful
Carolina Panthers JoJo jersey. Coming in at second place this week, none other than that gaze man, Joey Graziadei, and his ring winner / butterfly mother curator, Kelsey Anderson. They made an incredible SpawnCon play again this week, this time in the form of a Challengers themed Instagram reel filled with chemistry play, 4TR, little complos, prone play, juggling, and even a tennis court hooju. As a SpawnCon video for the colorful athleisure company Shop Vitality, the Instagram for Shop Vitality bio reads, "The Joey and Kelsey coming soon." Side eye emoji, red heart emoji, made for women by women, Vitality.
That's a green heart.
Oh, a green heart emoji. Sorry. What is green heart? Money? Weed? What is that? Made for women.
They have every color, but it's so funny. I'm sorry.
I thought it was red. My apologies. Made for women by women, Vitality is inclusive athleisure designed to encourage every all caps body to live a vibrant life. 512K views, 21.3K likes. Get that money.
This video is very sexy. Just as a trigger warning. All of these were strong plays, but there could only be one winner. Also, it didn't have to do with challengers overtly. I just saw it through my challengers lens.
I see.
All of these were strong plays. However, there can be only one winner. Our top parasocial play of the week goes to Pascal Igwe. He made a stunning voluntary nudity play this week via a 3-slide Instagram post. In it, Pascal poses shirtless in not one, not two, but 3 different kinds of pairs of underwear. The caption reads, "Well, ... since me being on TV in my underwear," green underwear emoji, "has been the big talk. Let's take a poll. Which one do you like the best? 1, boxer, briefs. 2, Unreal. Trunks. 3, briefs. Comment below." Pointing hand emoji. 611 likes, 332 comments. While we would have made this an actual Instagram poll for, engagement, we do love to see the Golden Bachelor players throwing their hats in the ring to be the next Golden Bachelor via social media. The race is heating up. Entertainment Weekly reported on Charles Ling's openness to the idea, asking, "Charles, fans really, really want you to be the next Golden Bachelor. What do you think of that idea?" He responded, "Oh boy, it is a new idea to me. Let me see. If the opportunity knocks on my door, I'll consider."
Incredible.
Love
Jesus. This, congrats, by the way, to Pascal here. You've seen these pictures, I take it.
I opened my Instagram. It was the first thing that popped up on my feed, and I literally think I screamed. I think I let out a noise.
There is one of the images is like, beyond doubt, only there to show off his genitalia.
Oh.
In my opinion.
I did not notice that. Interesting.
Mission not accomplished. Okay. Pascal, try again. All right.
I guess I should have zoomed in.
We have one final treat here. Of course, we don't just give out Parasocial Play of the Week awards to one human. We give one out to one creature as well. And this week, Andrew Spencer's dog, Hash Brown, takes the award. Hash Brown channeled his inner superhero in a brilliant 2-slide main grid post that features a still image of Hash Brown looking out over the city like an ever-vigilant Batman looking out over Gotham, as well as a full video narrated by Spencer himself in Hash Brown's voice, brokering a deal with the citizens of Gotham to protect them in exchange for tasty treats. This is a very cute little video. Hash Brown looks great in it. Thank you, Andrew Spencer, for this incredible work. And we can't wait to see what Hash Brown does next.
Such a good pet name. That's so cute.
Now we come to that portion of our program in which PaceCase and I dive deep into the murkiest depths of the pit to issue forth our screams about how our fandom of The Bachelor, and indeed reality television in general, has drastically altered the very fiber, the fundamental foundation of our characters as human beings. This is
Screams from the Pit!
What you got? What you got, PaceCase?
I alluded to my scream earlier. It happened last night. Right after our Golden Bachelorette Hometowns watch party event, I was strutting my stuff down Santa Monica Boulevard.
Yeah.
And suddenly I see a vision, a snow angel, a woman, a person in drag in a bright white wig and a beautiful snowflake seeming outfit to me at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And they call out my t-shirt. What t-shirt am I wearing, you may ask?
I remember.
My pink Do You Hooed You t-shirt.
Mm-hmm.
And they said, Do you hooed you? What is hooed you? And I explained to this person, a hooed you is in The Bachelor when two of the players run towards each other and one does a hug jump and jumps into the other's arms. And the snow angel laughed so hard and was like, that's amazing. I love it. And then I was off into the night, and hopefully I'll see him next week.
You didn't drag that person to the pit?
Well, it's a long con.
That's an auto drag. You got somebody asking you what a hooju is, and they're like, that's an immediate auto drag. You have somebody say, what is a hooju? Because you're wearing the shirt. You say, oh, it's this. You don't know what that is? Bachelor has it all the time. Da, 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 da. Do you watch reality TV? That's an auto pull.
Yeah. For some of us, auto pulls are slow relationship building opportunities.
Whatever your strategy may be, I applaud it.
It was a long night.
Yeah. Mine has nothing to do with the watch party.
Hopefully I'll see the angel again.
Maybe. It's totally possible. We'll see if the pit can conjure magic twice in the same location. For me, the pit conjured magic in a different location, one that I frequent frequently. It is called Da Poetry Lounge, aka DPL, on Tuesday nights. It is the biggest open mic poetry venue in Los Angeles, maybe in the country. And I go there quite a lot. I enjoy listening to the poetry. I enjoy the vibe, et cetera, et cetera. Well, this past Tuesday, we were all seated, ready for it to begin. And the hosts of DPL are very funny. One of them is named Jasmine. She's up on stage doing her hosting, and she just kind of casually starts talking about, is anybody watching Love is Blind? Almost no one was, which was shocking to me. But I, of course, was. So I cheer, yay, yay, yay. And she starts saying how messy it is, this and that. And I get into a little impromptu conversation with her while she's on stage about who she thinks is going to get married. This was on Tuesday night. Huh?
While she's doing crowd work.
I was part of the crowd work. I was like, who do you think is going to get married? And we kind of went back and forth for a minute. And I got to have a conversation about reality TV, about Love is Blind, with someone in this venue that I, up to this point, other than Rudy Francisco also having participated in reading poetry there many times, I've had no other connection to reality TV there. That is just like kind of a happenstance, weird, incidental thing, I felt like. This, though, was like, the pit is starting to follow me places. Like, why am I having a conversation about Love is Blind at this place that like I come to kind of check out from everything else in my life? And now it's like, it's here too, you know? But I loved it nonetheless. Thank you, Jasmine, for that conversation. Wow. Thank you for allowing me time and space to talk about Love is Blind in another time and space, which is DPL. Highly encourage anybody in LA to check it out Tuesday nights. It's at Fairfax and 3rd, roughly. Fairfax and Melrose, roughly. It's right by the high school, right by Fairfax High. It's called Greenway Theater. You check it out, get tickets, DPL, Duh Poetry Lounge, Instagram, et cetera, et cetera. It's great. Now, we must move on. We are not the only ones screaming in this here pit. If you want to issue forth your own scream, the best ones get played right here on This Week in Bachelor Nation every week. You have to go to patreon.com/Game of Roses. That will get you access to our Discord, among a variety of other benefits. Once you're on that Discord, there is a channel called Submit Your Screams. You simply upload a 1 minute or shorter audio or video format version of your scream, and we play the best ones here. Anya goes through them all. Thank you, Anya, for doing that. Today,
the keeper of the nightmares.
We have a scream from Tay Tay Tay. That's Triple Tay. Are you ready to take a listen, PaceCase?
Let's go.
Here we go.
Hi, Game of Roses. Longtime listener, first time submitter. I am 35. My husband is 2 years older. And we just updated our will today. I've been thinking a lot about what it would mean if I die first and how I can set him up to be really successful on the Golden Bachelorette. I'm not really interested in him winning the Golden Bachelorette because I'm not confident that that leads to lasting love, but I am interested in I want him to have a deep run. So what would you recommend that I can do now to set my husband up if the show still exists when I die, which, hopefully it does, praise DLP. What should I do now to set my husband up for success on the Golden Bachelorette in, any number of years? Thanks.
Obsessed with this scream.
Yeah, it's a great scream. It's a very high or low level scream, however you want to look at it, of course. You're thinking about death. And one of the first things that comes into your mind upon your own death is, how do I utilize my passing on of this mortal coil to best help my spouse appear on my favorite reality show? And how does my death, how can it be used as leverage to let them have the best possible appearance, to get the most out of that experience? It's very disturbing, and I commend you. Now, to answer the question, how do you best position your spouse for this? It's very simple. It's a very simple thing. You're going to need to leave an object, hopefully a ring of some kind, but definitely a letter. And it must be sealed and must be written on it or sealed on it, open at the time of my death. And that's it. This letter must say, essentially, I have loved you more than anything. You have given me meaning in my life. You have become a part of me, et cetera, et cetera. And I want you to be happy. No matter what happens to me, please go out there and find a love like the one we had, because you have so much love to give, and loving you has been the greatest honor of my life. Something along these lines. And you don't want your spouse to not only not experience happiness, but you don't want somebody else out there in the world to miss out on the love he has to give. That is the basic architecture of the letter.
I love that.
Thank
My
you.
first instinct went to his intro package as the next Golden Bachelor. What you're going to want to do is record a bunch of Instagram reels of you together as a couple. Kind of like how you see often, like, in movies where, like, the wife has died and you see all these, like, clips of her. She's often, like, frolicking by a beach, or, like, maybe with the kids, or just something like that. That'll be really good for that, like, post-death montage thing that'll show his previous life. And I do think you can do a video version of that letter if you want. I think it might be more powerful that way.
I agree, actually. And if you wanted to take it a step further, make sure you're cremated and then secretly have him spread your ashes in the pool at Villa de la Vina on night 1. Thank you so much, Tay Tay Tay.
Sorry, what about the cremation?
I think you should be cremated. And then have your husband spread the ashes in Villa de la Vina on night 1.
How is that?
That'll get screen time. How is what?
Oh, spread it there while filming. That makes more sense.
Yeah, on night 1. You come out with an urn and you say, this is my wife. She died before her time. And her only dream was to meet the woman that I was going to marry. And so shake hands with this urn, and now I'm going to go dump her in the waters of Villa de la Vina.
It's like an urn that is shaped like the wife that just like has hands you can shake.
It's like a ceramic cookie jar of her with her hands on her hips like this. Okay, so maybe don't take any of this advice.
Smash this over the waters of Villa de la Vina on night one.
Somebody knocks
Otherwise,
over the urn.
you don't get your inheritance.
Yeah. There's urn gate. Somebody else takes the urn, drinks from it. I thought it was fruit punch. All right. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. That wraps up this week in Bachelor Nation. We hope you will come back on Monday for that Digging Deeper we talked about with Joan Vassos, talking about Guy Gansert's restraining order and what she knew about it or didn't know about it. And then all next week, we got a bunch of stuff coming out. We're going to have the recap, of course, of Fantasy Suites. We're going to have our live watch party that is going to have a costume contest where PaceCase and I are going to be talking. We're going to have another This Week in Bachelor Nation. And next Wednesday is the Love is Blind reunion, which I'm going to be covering in Clues Corner essentially an hour after it airs. It will be uploaded. So get ready for that on our Patreon.
What a beautiful time in our Patreon, because not only are you getting the Love is Blind reunion, we are going to get Clues' first Casa Amor as he's watching Love Island USA Season 6. Yeah. And he and I are going to check in on that once he gets through that journey.
Yeah, once the recoupling continues. I watched my first episode.
At the Stick and Twist, we're going to
yeah, I can't wait. But again, thank you for joining us. That wraps up This Week in Bachelor Nation.
Praise be Dark Lord Palmer.
Please rate this podcast. Please review this podcast. Please get a friend to listen to us. And then please rate this podcast. Please review this podcast.